inspiring to me to watch them. She, of course, was totally natural. And I just, we went over and I remember looking at this little newborn baby and I remember thinking, that's what I want to do. And so I had to change everything. I had to change all the courses I was taking because I was much heavier into kind of the social sciences and psychology and sociology and things like that. And so then I had to go back and take an chemistry and, statistics and all those things that I had not been taking, the hard sciences. It took a while. And so because that took me into just a nursing school. So on the way to making sure that that's what I wanted to do, since I had never been interested in a medical field at all, I went down and lived in Puerto Rico for 10 months and worked at a hospital, a very rural hospital down there in the mountains, and loved it. So I worked as just a nurse's aide, and I thought, this is exactly what I'd like to do. This was more just a regular nursing, but even that was fascinating to me. I didn't know that that was going to be. So anyway, so then I looked into programs. Actually, the head nurse in Puerto Rico, she was Puerto Rican, and she was very helpful. She said, you've gotten enough background in terms of now the classes that you've taken is you shouldn't get a 2 or 3 year degree. You should really get your BSN because with this, with the same amount of work, you can end up with the BSN because you have all these other elective courses you've taken. So I looked, and at that point, there were not very many schools. This was in, I guess I was looking in 74 and 75, 1974, 75. So there weren't a lot of schools that had BSN programs or that would give you that credit. So the University of Colorado in Denver had that program where they would give me full credit for that. It was a 2 plus 2.5 years, which meant the first 2 years were electives, and then the second 2.5 years were all the nursing. So that's what I got. I got almost full credit except for one class I needed that I took in a community college, moved to Denver to finish my nursing and got my nursing degree. So that was fun.
I was going to say you're a traveler in so many levels already when you're so young. When did you get your nursing degree finished? Like
78. So 1978, I graduated. And then I worked in labor and delivery. Then we moved to Cincinnati. There's a number of reasons for that, but we moved to Cincinnati, which is where I still am. And I worked on some regular floors, and then I did work in labor and delivery again. And I had my first baby during that period of time. And Cincinnati compared to Denver was, I would say, much much more regressive in terms of how they dealt with births.
I'm a Michigan girl. I know the Midwest well. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, they had one birthing room where you could have someone with you. All the other rooms were regular labor rooms, quote, which meant that there were two women in one room who did not know each other, both of them in labor. No one could support you. The delivery rooms, you were flat on your back with your legs up in stirrups. You could not touch your baby afterwards. Sometimes your hands were tied down. It was terrible. And after working there, I thought, there is no way that I will have my baby like this. And I had already been in at the University of Colorado hospital, and they were much more progressive in terms of, you could walk in labor, you could go natural, you could have people with you. I mean, it was totally different. So anyway, there was a home birth practice in Cincinnati with a doctor and a number of direct entry midwives. And so that's what I did is I had a home birth, my first baby, and actually it ends up that all four of my children were born at home.